This morning, in the 24th chapter of 1 Samuel, we find God doing something very unique. And I want to talk to you today from the subject when God turns the tables. When God turns the table. That is an expression that we sometimes use to imply that when things that were once going against you are now going for you. God will turn the tables. He will take the very things that were being used against you and allow it to be used for you. Saul here has broken off from pursuing the Philistines. After he received word that they were about to invade the country, Saul stopped pursuing David and went to secure the Israel's safety. Well, after taking care of the Philistines, Saul reunited himself with his men because Saul had a bent. Saul had a hatred. Saul was determined to catch David, no matter what it took. So he takes 3,000 trained or chosen men from all of Israel to go out and pursue David, which expresses the extent of which Saul just did not like David. And he wanted David to be dead. Well, Saul's hatred for David was not due to David's hatred for him. As a matter of fact, David had done nothing to deserve what Saul was doing to him. All he knew was that David had been anointed to succeed him. But what Saul did not understand, and what a lot of folks understand, is that David was under divine protection. When God has you under divine protection, your enemy can't do you no harm. If God be for you, he's more than the world against you. I'm sure, as Brother Marcel, and I can relate, because I work at the prison, and there's danger everywhere. You got inmates that don't care about us. They say this way to kill you and anything in the world. And I worked on death row. I worked at FSP. I know that there are people there who have no regard for life. If they did, many of them would be there, what, in the first place. But I always went in with the idea, with the notion that the way I came in, the way I'm leaving. Because God has me under divine what? Protection. And when God has you under the umbrella of protection, He will. He will take care of you. Give me the dangerous cause and snare. We've already come. And we know it was nobody but the Lord who kept us when we couldn't keep ourselves. David now, Saul gets intel that David is hiding in the rocks. He's hiding deep in the rocks, known as the rocks of the wild goats. Now there is an animal known as the ibex. That ibex only dwells in rocky places. And those rocks are not easy to navigate. They're very difficult. Saul didn't care. What it took to get there? I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. When I catch him, I'm going to kill him. So the book says that when he broke off, he got 3,000 trained men, 3,000 men. This was no ragtag army. These men were certified, bona fide, legitimate fighters. These men were well versed in the art of war. But what Saul did not know was this, that just like he got intel, he was coming. David got intel too that Saul was coming. And Saul and David knew what? Just what to do. So what David does is he retreats in a cave, deep into the recesses of the cave, according to the book. Him and his men are in the cave. Saul comes into the cave to relieve himself and also to get some rest. So just like that, God turned the table. Because now Saul is at David's disposal. David is in the cave, and the cave is pitch black. You can't see in the cave. But David saw Saul because Saul had to come in the mouth of the cave. It's easy to look out of the cave than it was to look in the cave. So as he saw Saul coming, his men said, surely this is your chance. Surely God will turn the table he did not act upon their request. No. David went down to where Saul was, and no doubt in my mind, Saul was asleep. It wasn't an ordinary sleep. It was a divine sleep. Saul was under divine anesthesia. When God pushes you to sleep, you'll stay asleep. Just like it did when Peter was put in prison, locked up in maximum confinement. The angel got by the guard while the guard was asleep. Told Peter, get up, put on your clothes. Come on through. God has already taken care of the impossible. Peter got up and walked out of jail in custody of God, who lost their life because Peter got away. When God is acting in your behalf this morning, he will take care of the hard things. It's up to you to take care of the practical stuff. There are some things God will not do when he has the power to do what you're supposed to do. Peter got up from his clothes and left the cave. Now, Saul is asleep. David comes down so close to him, Saul had pulled off his outer garment, laid it down next to him, but he didn't hear a word. He did not even hear David talking to his soldiers. Because God was involved. And then David takes a knife and he cuts off the end of Saul's robe. And somebody said he even took Saul's spear and took his water just to show him that I've been here. David could have killed Saul because God turned the tables. But I see David here doing something that all believers have been encouraged to do. We have been encouraged to not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Amen. All right. Amen. We are to exercise that principle, and even Jesus himself said, we are to be wise as serpents, but harmless as a dove. So even though David had the power to kill Saul, David did not. Because David was a man after God's own heart. You and I need to learn. And I recall so very vividly, back in the 60s when I had my first car, but I wasn't driving that day, I was driving my father's truck, pulling the tractor. And we pulled up to a red light, and there was a guy in front of me with an old car, and a guy next to us in the outside lane with their Corvette. Well, the guy with the older car, I love their cars. I can tell when they've done something to suit the car up. That car just didn't sound normal. It was running, sounding good. I said, that boy got something up under the hood. So you know, back in that day, when you get to a light and you hit the accelerator, when the light came, that means we're going to get it. So the Corvette hit this switch, boom, 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 boom. The guy just sat there. When the light changed, the Corvette took off. And the guy just eased off. So when we got to the next light, my question was to the guy, I said, hey man, why you didn't take it? He said, because I knew I could. And that was a profound lesson for me. You don't always do what you can do. Just because God puts something in your possession or in your power, you don't use your power in a way that will be harmful to somebody else. David could have killed him. He could have ended running from him. He could have taken the throne by force. But David did not want that. David wanted God to give him what belonged to him. And David said, don't touch God's anointed. All right. Even though Saul was a rascal, he was still God's anointed. Even though Saul was not right with God, he was still God's anointed. And David respected Saul. He respected Saul's position, and David wouldn't touch him. So he restrained his men. Even when God turned the table. Now I've watched the book long enough to know this. God will turn the table. Yes. He turned the table with Jacob and Laban. Jacob worked for Rachel, but he ended up with Leah. Had to work 14 years. Huh? The trickster got tricked. And after 20 years of laboring, having the wages changed 4 or 5 times, God turned the table. sons, one daughter, and some concubines. See, when God turned the table on you, He will. He will. Make your enemy your footstool. God did the same thing with Joseph and his brothers. The same men that sold him into slavery out of envy and jealousy were the same men that had to bow down at his feet. When God elevated him to the position of the prime minister of Egypt, the same men who took his coat of many colors, put it in blood and told his father a wild animal kills him, God was still with him. And finally, after all those years, he knew them, they did not know him. Because God had turned the table. And I love what Joseph said. He said in Genesis 50:20, what you did was for evil, but God did for my good. That I might save you. Oh yes, God will turn the tables. He turned the tables with Mordecai and Haman. Haman was determined to destroy the Jews. But God had put Esther in place. And Mordecai told her, could it not be that the Lord have put you here for such a time as this? She goes to the king, has a party, tell the king Haman's intent, and God turned it around overnight. Yes, he did. And the same gallows that were meant to destroy Mordecai, Haman and his whole household was killed. Because God turned the tables. He finally, if you will, God turned the tables at Calvary. Satan thought he had it. He thought he had me and you too. Yes, he moved on Judas to betray our Lord. And all Jesus did, healing the sick, raising the dead, 5,000 and 10,000 souls he fed. Satan thought he could use the Roman government to wipe Jesus out. They nailed your Lord and my God after beating him all night long, putting the crown of thorns on his head. His face was swollen, body was battered, and they nailed him to the old rugged cross. They thought, Satan thought, I got him now. But that Sunday morning, God turned the table. Because Jesus got up from a power to say, all power is in my hand. Aren't you glad? He turned the table. You and I are on the way to hell with no God in sight or heaven in view. But when God showed up, he gave up a new lease on life. God turned the table. He'll turn it on your behalf. Thank God he rose. Thank God he got up. Thank God he's alive. Thank God he has power. All power is in his hand. Power to heal. Power to deliver. Power to make your enemy your footstool because God is able. And the Lord is. Oh, my soul gets happy when God turns the table. When God takes what worked against me to now working for me. And I love what Paul said in Romans chapter 8. He said, all things, not some, but all things, will work together for the good to who love God and are called according to his purpose. God will work it out. He will turn the table for you if you just stay with it. And just remember, we should never be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Even Saul himself said, David, you've been more righteous than I have. I sought to kill you. You could have killed me, but you didn't. Which said more about you than it does about me. And Saul went on about his business. And David went on about his business and gave God the glory. So even when God does stand on your behalf, don't use your because you have it, don't lose your power just because you got it, and use it in a way that dishonors God. Being the head of a house is one thing, but even being head, you will exercise restraint. Yes. You just don't take things for granted because the power rests with you. God wants you to reflect who He is. Yeah. And the same God that showed you mercy and kindness, the same God that was patient with you, said, be patient one with another. Just because things are rolling in your favor don't mean you all act like it. Yes, God will turn the tables for you. He did it for David. He did it for Jacob and Laban, Joseph and his brothers, Mordecai and Haman, and finally with Christ. He turned the tables. And I thank God that because He lives, we can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all hope is not lost. We don't know what the future holds, but one thing we do know, who holds our future. And one of these old days when this life is over, our soul shall fly away and be at rest. And I love what Paul says, and I think it's Romans 15. He said, for we know, not we guess, but we know, when this earthly body has been dissolved, our new house not made by hands, because God has turned with it the tables, and that now things are working in our favor and not working to our disadvantage. You may be the underdog, but underdogs don't remain underdogs. I've been around long enough to know, yes, we came through oppression, we came through religions, we came through burnings, we came through being dragged behind cars, we came through being fed meager fare, but God turned the table. We got a man that came from the outhouse to the White House because God turned the tables. Many of us have jobs now we never would have had 50 years ago if God had turned the tables. When we were shut out of education, didn't have a chance to learn. Now we have access to every school in America because God has turned the tables. Now what you going to do with it? What you going to do with it? We couldn't vote. Y'all remember that? Now we can vote and you won't vote. We could afford to live in gated neighborhoods. Now you got money and you're losing your property. What's wrong with you? God will turn the tables. We have access now to God and other things because God has blessed us. And the one thing God warns all of us about is this. He said, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. So we cannot be what other folk were to us. Because God is looking at us. We are a redeemed people because God has turned what? The tables. I've seen enemies that I've had didn't like me, I ain't like them either. Hello, somebody. But God can take your enemies and use them to help you. He will turn the tables for you. If you are not at the point of your life and if things are not going in your favor, if it appears that you have been divided, forsaken, and humanly abandoned, if you feel as if you've been left all by yourself, I'm going to tell somebody, if you stick with God, He will turn the tables for you. Yeah. He'll make your down your ups. Yeah. He'll make the last first. He'll open doors that no man can close. He'll close doors no man can open. Yeah. Your house may be faded, but God can turn it around. Yeah. Because God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all we think or even ask, because the power is with Jesus. Amen. And Jesus is seated at the right hand of God the Father. He just not sitting there
turn the tables. Your children may be acting like wayward prodigals. Stay with God. Because they will need you before you need them. God will turn it around. I love it when God does that. The prodigal son left home. But did he stay gone? No. Because God did what? Turn the table. And the table he left, he had to come what? Back to. Say, Father, I'm not worthy to be called your son. Just make me a servant, a hired hand, and I'll be all right. But the Father said, no. My son never lost. It's not found. Go out and kill the fatted calf. Put a ring on the finger. Put clothes on the thing. My son has returned home. Because God turned the tables. I thank God this morning that whatever I've been through, whatever I've had to go through, even if my wounds were self-inflicted, God can use your self-inflicted wounds to teach you how to be a better servant, a better follower, and more obedient what? To his word. Because God can turn the tables. You hear today and you don't know when we're back to the car. I heard a voice say, come on to me and rest. Lay down, thy weary one, lay down thy head.